In this lesson, we're going to talk about exporting reports from Salesforce. So we're looking at our report here. We're in the viewer side of the report. We're not in the edit screen. And if you click the drop-down arrow next to the edit button, you'll see we have an export option. So when you export a report, you can either export it in a formatted version or as the details only. So if you choose formatted, your only option is an Excel format. And you're going to get a report that looks a lot like your table underneath your chart here. So it'll have groupings, already set apart. It'll have subtotal lines, that kind of thing. Details only is what I end up exporting most often because this is a simplified version of the report. It's showing you just those line items, just those details that you can then easily import into other systems. So more often than not, you're going to want to go with details only because it's just a lot easier to use it as a backup or for another system to import that data back into it. If you just want to share the report with somebody else who's not in Salesforce, then the formatted report works just fine. One thing to note, if you're going to export your data and you potentially want to use it as a backup or a potential update in the future, I always recommend you include the record ID for whatever object you're interested in. So reports are great for seeing how your business is performing over time, but it's also great for backing up data before you do, say, a mass update or an import into the system. And if you're going to do that, make sure the record ID is included. So I just want to show you where you could find the record ID. So in this case, we're looking at opportunities primarily. So we want the opportunity record ID. If I search for record ID, I'm not going to get anything. But if I search for opportunity, you can see it right there under opportunity information. That's the ID. Now here we have the last column of our report is the opportunities record ID. One thing to note is that this is the older 15-digit ID, and so it is case sensitive. So most of the time it doesn't matter, but if you're trying to do some sort of vertical lookup, some other function that is not case sensitive, and you're trying to use this ID to match, you're going to run into some trouble there because it pays attention to whether we have a capital V or lowercase v, et cetera. Now, there's also a way to generate a case insensitive ID within the system. Those are 18 characters long, and that's something that you could create and then include in your report as well. In the very beginning, though, just make sure you at least have the standard ID included. If you know you're going to want to run some case-sensitive functions on it, then you want to make sure you take a couple extra steps to get that 18-character ID in the system. So we've got that added here. In the future, we can use it to update the exact record that we want without risking creating a duplicate or updating the wrong one. The last thing to take a look at is exporting dashboards. So there isn't really an option to export dashboards. I mean, there is a button for it. And you'll see if you click the drop-down arrow, right next to our edit button for the dashboard, there's a download option. And so what this is doing is just downloading an image of our dashboard. So here you can see it's a PNG and it's basically a screenshot of our dashboard. You can't interact with it. You can't really use the data in any way. It's just pictures. So for actually getting at the source data, you're going to want to export reports. But if you do want a screenshot of your dashboard to share with somebody, you can hit the download button and get that as well. Hope that was helpful. I'll see you in the next lesson.